Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kris Krug checking in from Hornby Island. I'm just making my way into the studio for the day, and I thought I'd take a minute to just send out a little pirate transmission and say what's up to everybody. If you're listening to this, I guess it's because you figured out that I started a new podcast recently called MØTLEYKRÜG, and I hope to be sharing with you my explorations of creativity and artificial intelligence and resistance and love via videos and audio messages. And maybe some of you experimented as well, or you've heard my experimentation with the old voice clone actor, my deep fake of myself that I've been working on. Wow, there's been quite the interesting reaction to that. I made my mom cry. Whoopsie. I generated a poem in GPT, and then I had my voice actor read it, and then I sent it to her, and she loved it. And then I called her later and talked to her about it, and I told her what I had done, and she didn't even realize that it was a voice clone. She just thought I was bad at reading poetry. So she said she had a hard day realizing that she couldn't even tell the sound of her own son's voice, and that the world is changing around us. I had another interesting reaction from a woman that I love. I sent her some stuff in a poem and my voice, and her reply was, "Mister, you're gonna have to get support from this on your Discord server, because I've spent my career honing my public speaking and poetry writing skills, and this just doesn't impress me." In fact, I think it offended her. But in addition to that, there's been a lot of people reaching out and trying to learn more about it and following along the journey and stuff. But it's been an interesting, polarizing one. It's like everywhere I turn, there's controversy on this topic. Last night before I went to bed, I watched some Google engineer talking about some of his recent concerns, not about existential threats from AI, but oppression, power, corporations owning it and restricting our rights, and the wars of the future being fought over who controls the AIs and stuff like that. So that was pretty next level. But for the most part, I'm living in the light, and I am experimenting with the positive, empowering sides of this. I am convening my community around these topics and stuff where we're exploring this together. So yeah, I don't bury my head in the sand on that stuff or ignore it, but I just think it's to be factored in at this point. The point of this Google engineer's talk last night, he had 3, and I only remember 2 of them, and they were that we shouldn't have let AI loose on the internet, and we shouldn't have taught it how to code and improve itself, which makes good sense to me. Yeah. My buddy Robert asked me to talk a little bit more about this idea of digital selves, digital avatars, or chatbots. And the premise here is that there's all these videos of me, all these audio recordings, all these emails and text messages and blog posts I've written. My thoughts and ideas and personality are encoded in my digital footprint. So I've spent a lot of time over the last month trying to figure out how to collect that information and how to transform it from the formats that it's in to formats that are usable by the AIs. And the idea here is that I can query my, or other people can query me or interact with me as if I were there. So really basic stuff like feeding it everything I ever wrote and then asking it to write me something new. I can give it an input of the ideas I want it to write about, but it will take everything around style, intonation, its metaphors and similes, and its examples from things I've written or experienced in the past. If I had enough video to make a deep fake video of myself, a deep fake video AI chatbot of myself, when questions were asked of this thing, it could not only spit back answers with my personality, tone, and inflection, a video hologram of me could possibly do so. Thank you. Friendly Hornby neighbor letting me know that my camper door on the back is open there. So I guess I should pull over and fix that. Robert Scales and I had a real interesting talk about digital immortality once that I'll try to grab some information and drop into this podcast. I was talking about these avatars living beyond, talk to them after they've departed this earthly plane. And Robert helped me understand some of the deep ethical implications and quandaries that throws us in. I think a lot of people are familiar with this concept that like human biological evolution takes place at a pretty slow pace, whereas technological progress and intellectual progress happen a lot faster. Cultural values change faster, and so I think a lot of the like alienation and fragmentation that people are feeling has to do with a result of the speed and everything is changing around us. I feel my brain stretching every single day as I really try to wrap my head around really big and new concepts. I still am only really scratching the surface of my understanding of really what's going on out there. So that's why I have started to roll up my sleeves on some of the technical web dev stuff. People who have been following along know that I've figured out how to install Python and use GitHub and write Python scripts in Visual Code and to run those things. And yeah, I'm doing my best to keep pace and to learn about it and share it with the people around me. I'm tinkering around on the forefront with all sorts of new tools and technologies, and I hope to share them with you. Okay, here's one more idea before I go. I realized this morning I don't want to prompt mid-journey one image by one image. And I've got tens of thousands of images now, so I need some help with curation. So I started to think today about mid-journey automation. Can I use ChatGPT to generate 100 prompts? And can I write a Python script that reads a text file with 100 prompts in it and passes those via an API to Discord, where Midjourney does some generations? And then can I get the AI to choose the cool ones and upscale them and then to download them to my local machine? Can I get it to write me a report at the end too? Tell me what generations it ran, which ones it liked, and which ones it downloaded? Sure would be a lot more efficient than me waking up every day and banging away on Midjourney for a couple hours. So anyway, keep your eyes peeled for some Midjourney automation coming from this direction. Lots of love, Internet. I'm here at the Hornby Spark, and I'll get this up and online today. Please follow along and share it. I'm really trying to build the audience at this point. This format may change, the content may change, but the infrastructure and the community will stay. So, KK reporting from the edge of the world. Over and out.